How will you do if your dead husband thanks you during his own funeral? Keep watching.
They were lowering my husband's coffin into the ground when my phone buzzed. I didn't plan to check it. Who would? I was burying the man I loved, or thought I loved. The man everyone said had died instantly in a car crash. The man lying in that polished walnut box 6 feet below where I stood. But when I saw the name light up on the screen, David Carter, everything in me froze. How? His number had been disconnected. I tried calling it the day after they told me he died, straight to voicemail. I figured the service had been shut off, but here it was, vibrating in my palm, my husband's name, a message from the dead. I didn't open it, not yet. You're probably thinking I'm lying, or maybe you believe it was a prank, a glitch, grief messing with my head. I'd ask the same thing if I were you. But here's the part no one can explain. I saw the preview, just one line on the lock screen. Don't trust them. Now tell me, what would you do if that showed up on your phone, while the man who sent it was being lowered into the earth? David died 3 days before. Car crash on Route 18 just outside of town. They said it was instant. A semi ran a red light and T-boned his car. No drugs, no alcohol, just a tragic, senseless accident. But something about it never felt right. The impact site was miles from where he said he'd be. He wasn't on the way to work, wasn't headed to any client meeting. He was in a part of town he never drove through, not without a reason. When I asked the coroner questions, he gave short answers. Too short. Like he didn't want to say too much, or maybe couldn't. Still, I tried to accept it. Grief demands that. You create order where there is none. You tell yourself things make sense even when they don't. I planned every detail of the funeral myself. The flowers, the music, the eulogy. It felt like a performance, one final gift I could give him. And then, right there, as the priest read his final words, buzz, that cursed vibration jolted through my hand like a shockwave. People stared as I clumsily fumbled to silence it. My hands were shaking so bad, I almost dropped the phone. I didn't show anyone, not even my sister Maya, standing beside me with swollen eyes and tear-streaked cheeks. I couldn't, because in that instant, something cracked open inside me. A thought I didn't want to have. What if David wasn't dead? Or worse, what if someone wanted me to believe he was? I held that phone like a grenade. The message still unopened, just sitting there, mocking me. What could it mean? Who sent it? Why now? And why those words? Don't trust them. Trust who? I had no answers. Only a body in a coffin, a text from the other side, and a growing sense that nothing was as it seemed. I waited until the dirt started hitting the lid. That sound, soft, final. I looked down at my screen, still there, still glowing. And then I did the unthinkable. I locked the phone, put it in my pocket, and walked away. Because deep down, I was afraid. Afraid that if I opened that message, everything would change.
Okay, hold on. Close casket. A text timed exactly as the coffin drops. And don't trust them. Who is them? If you were her, would you open it or delete it? Let's see what she does next.
Why didn't I open it right away? Because the last thing David ever said to me was a lie. That morning, the morning he died, he left in a hurry. I was making coffee. He barely kissed me goodbye. No tie, no briefcase. He just grabbed his jacket and said,
"Don't wait up tonight.
I asked him where he was going. He smiled, distracted.
Client meeting. Might run late."
Then he was gone. But he never had a client meeting scheduled that day. I checked later. I checked everything. His calendar was blank. His work emails, dry as dust. Nothing but spam and system notifications. He lied to me, and then he died. So no, I didn't open that message at the funeral, because some part of me already knew I wasn't ready for the truth. Not yet. I told myself maybe someone hacked his number, or the carrier recycled it. That happens, right? I waited until everyone was gone. The sun had dipped low. The gravestone was still fresh. Just his name and 2 dates etched in cold stone. I sat alone in the front seat of my car, staring at the message like it was radioactive. And finally, I tapped it. The full message read, "Don't trust them. They know. I'm sorry. I had no choice." There was a video attached. I didn't watch it. Not then. My heart was hammering so hard I could barely breathe. I locked the phone again and tossed it into the passenger seat like it might explode. I didn't go home. I went to my sister Maya's apartment instead. She opened the door, still in funeral black, mascara smudged.
You look pale.
She said.
Like, worse than pale.
I sat on her couch and told her everything. She didn't laugh. She didn't call me crazy. That scared me more than if she had.
Maybe someone's screwing with you.
She said.
A scammer, a sick prank.
I shook my head. Then how would they know to say that?
Say what?
Don't trust them. We sat in silence for a minute. Then I tried calling the number. Straight to voicemail. Still disconnected. I told her about the video. She begged me to play it. I couldn't. Not yet. It felt like opening a door I couldn't close. So instead, I tried to act normal. The next day, I called David's phone carrier, asked if the number had been reassigned. They told me no, not for at least 6 months after deactivation. I checked the timestamp on the message. It had been sent 2 minutes before they lowered his coffin. 2 minutes. So either someone was watching me or no. I still couldn't say it out loud. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling with the phone on my chest. At 3:47 a.m., I opened the video. David's face appeared, grainy, low light, like it was filmed in a basement or a car. He looked scared, sweating, eyes darting off camera.
If you're seeing this,
He said.
it means they think I'm dead.
And behind him, just for a second, I saw something move. A shape, a man, or something worse. But what I heard next made my blood run cold, and it would only get worse from here.
When the video was filmed that day, and there's a man with a gun. If he staged this right now, but if he didn't, please record it. Please watch it.
I've watched that video more than 20 times, and every single time, I notice something new. It starts with David's face filling the frame. The lighting is dim, yellowish. Not our house, not his office. Somewhere enclosed, somewhere tight. His hair is messy, his jaw unshaven. There's a cut near his eyebrow I don't recognize. He looks hunted.
If you're seeing this,
He says again, voice low and urgent.
it means they think I'm dead.
Think. Not I am, not I was. Think. Do you see the difference? Because I didn't at first. My brain was too busy trying to reconcile the impossible. Dead men don't record videos.
They've been watching me.
He continues.
I didn't want you involved. I tried to fix it myself.
Fix what, David? His eyes flick past the camera, towards something behind whoever's holding the phone, or maybe it's propped up. There's a faint sound in the background, an engine idling. Then I see it. Through what looks like a dirty rear windshield, a dark SUV parked behind him. Black, tinted windows, and for just half a second, a figure steps into frame. Only a silhouette, broad shoulders, still, watching. David lowers his voice even further.
If anything happens, you need to check the storage unit. Locker 317. And Emma.
The video glitches, freezes, cuts. That's it. No explanation, no goodbye, no I love you, just silence. I paused the video and stared at my reflection in the black screen. My hands were shaking so badly I nearly dropped the phone. Locker 317. We don't own a storage unit, or at least, I didn't think we did. I replayed the video again, this time focusing on the details. The timestamp in the corner. 2 days after the crash. 2 days after the police officer stood in my living room and told me my husband had died on impact. Explain that. I sent the video to Detective Larson the next morning. He's 44, steady voice, eyes that never give too much away. He handled the accident report. He called me back within the hour.
Emma,
He said carefully.
videos can be manipulated. Dates can be altered. Deepfakes are sophisticated now.
So you're saying that's not my husband?
I'm saying grief can make us vulnerable to things that look real.
Vulnerable. I hate that word. I buried him, I said. I watched them lower the coffin.
And that doesn't change the fact that someone could be exploiting you.
Exploiting me how? For what? I hung up before he could finish. Because here's the thing no one wants to admit. The body at the funeral was closed casket. Closed. They told me the damage from the crash was too severe. I never saw him. I never confirmed it was David inside that coffin. Have you ever thought about that? How easily we accept what we're told in moments of shock? I went home and opened David's laptop. I knew his password, or at least I thought I did. It didn't work. Neither did his backup. After 3 failed attempts, the screen locked completely. That's when I realized something chilling. David had changed his passwords recently. Why would a man planning to die suddenly tighten his digital security? Unless he wasn't planning to die at all. I reopened the video and zoomed in on the SUV behind him, frame by frame. And then I saw it. The license plate, blurry, but readable. And the moment I recognized those numbers, my stomach dropped. Because I had seen that car before, parked across the street from our house, a week before the accident. But what that meant, and who it belonged to, would unravel everything I thought I knew about my marriage. And the truth was closer than I ever imagined.
So, David left behind cash, a gun, a burner phone, and a warning not to trust Maya. But why? If you trusted her enough to talk, what changed? Let's dig deeper.
How many secrets can one person keep? That license plate number haunted me. I didn't write it down the first time I saw that SUV parked outside our house, but I remembered the pattern, the way it ended in 74K. I remember because I stood at the window for 10 full minutes watching it, wondering if I should call someone, but it drove off before I could decide. And now, there it was, in David's video, behind him, staring back through the lens like some silent witness to whatever madness he had fallen into. I plugged the plate into a public vehicle lookup site. Nothing. Then I asked a favor from someone David used to know, a guy named Ray, ex-military, borderline paranoid, and definitely off the books. He got back to me the same night.
It's fake.
He said,
That plate isn't registered to anyone. Government issue clone, probably for surveillance.
surveillance. Who was watching my husband, and why? I didn't tell Maya everything. Not yet. I didn't want to believe what I was starting to piece together. But I did ask her, carefully, if David ever seemed different, nervous, paranoid. She paused. Her answer took too long.
He told me not to worry about him.
She finally said.
That was the last time we talked. I thought it was weird, but I figured he was just stressed.
When was this?
3 weeks before the accident.
3 weeks. He hadn't said anything to me. Why her? Then she dropped something else.
He mentioned a storage locker.
My pulse skipped. Did he say which one?
No, just that he was moving some old stuff. Family things.
I didn't wait another hour. I drove straight to the nearest storage facility, the only one near our area. Told them I'd lost my key and ID but knew the locker number, 317. The clerk was reluctant, but money talks. Or in this case, tears and desperation. Locker 317 was in the farthest back corner, no one around. I opened it and was hit with a rush of cold air and the smell of dust and metal. Inside were 3 things: a canvas duffel bag full of bundled cash, emergency rations, a burner phone, and an old revolver. A small hard drive labeled "Priority, do not connect to home network," and a notebook, in David's handwriting. Page after page of names, numbers, coded references. A 07, secure? Blackfield equals confirmed? EM equals risk? That last one repeated 3 times. EM, Emma, me. My name written like a variable in some paranoid equation. The burner phone had a few texts. Most were random strings, probably codes, but one message stopped my breath. If anything happens, don't trust Maya. I dropped the phone. Don't trust Maya? My sister? The one who cried with me, helped me write the eulogy, held my hand at the funeral? I confronted her that night. I didn't tell her everything, just the line. She froze. Then slowly, she admitted something I never expected.
David asked me to keep an eye on you.
She said.
Said he was worried. He thought someone was going to come after him, and maybe you too.
And you didn't tell me?
I thought he was losing it, Emma. He kept talking about someone inside his company leaking classified data, about people following him. I didn't want to feed the paranoia.
So, she had known something. She just chose to protect me by hiding it. At least, that's what she said. But then the burner phone buzzed again. One new message, from David's number. You're close. Don't stop. I opened it. A GPS location. An address burned into my memory. A place I hadn't been in over a decade. Where David and I first met. Where everything began. And maybe, where it all ends. Because the final truth was waiting for me there. And I was going to find it, no matter what. The location David sent me wasn't just familiar, it was sacred. A cabin buried deep in the woods, 3 hours from the city, where he first told me he loved me, where we carved our names into the kitchen door, where, after a night under the stars, he asked if I believed in fate. And now it was the place he wanted me to return to, alone. The drive was surreal. Forest-lined roads swallowed my headlights. My hands gripped the steering wheel harder with every mile, the silence inside the car louder than any scream. Every bump in the road felt like a warning. Turn back. But I didn't. By the time I reached the clearing, night had swallowed the sky. The cabin looked untouched, but I knew better. The padlock was new. The porch light flickered on before I even stepped onto the steps. Someone was expecting me. I used the code David always used for everything. 1117, our anniversary. The lock clicked open like a secret breathing out. Inside, the air was cold. A single oil lamp flickered on the table, and then I saw it. The jacket I'd given him 5 years ago, draped over the chair like he'd just taken it off. A coffee mug, half full, still warm. And on the far wall, tacked over cracked wooden panels, a photograph. Us, David and me, on the dock behind the cabin, smiling. Except this wasn't one I recognized. It had been taken recently. My hair was longer. The necklace I started wearing only last year was visible. He'd been watching me, and he'd been here. Then I saw the writing, just beneath the photo. I never left you. I don't know how long I stood there, heart hammering, mouth dry. Something moved behind me, a creak on the floorboards. I turned slowly. A figure stood in the doorway, tall, familiar silhouette. My voice cracked. David? Silence. Then,
You weren't supposed to come.
his voice, raspy, hesitant. He stepped into the light. His face, he looked tired, thinner, eyes darker than I remembered. You died, I said. He gave a sad, bitter laugh.
I had to. For both of us.
That's when I saw it, the gun holstered at his side, the burner phone in his hand. He hadn't come to embrace me, he came to explain. David told me everything. How he'd uncovered a data breach at his defense firm, someone selling secrets, using him as a scapegoat. He'd gone to internal security, but they were part of it. He had no allies left, no one he could trust, not even me.
I thought they'd come after you.
He said.
That's why I stayed away.
But why Maya? I asked. His eyes hardened.
Because she was working with them.
I recoiled. That's not possible.
She was feeding them information. Watching you. Watching me. She's in deeper than you think.
The ground felt like it shifted under me. My own sister? Why not go to the police?
I did. They buried it.
David walked past me, opened a panel in the wall, and pulled out a steel case. Inside, files, photos, maps, names, everything. He was going to expose them. He just needed time. That's why he faked his death. The accident was staged. His car swapped and burned. The body in the coffin? An unclaimed John Doe from the morgue.
I had no choice.
He said again. I wanted to believe him. I really did. But something wasn't adding up. If Maya had betrayed us, why warn me? Why help with the funeral? Why let me dig this far? I took the case in my hands. Heavy, real, dangerous. What happens now? I asked. David looked at the window.
Now we run.
I turned to the door. My heart screamed in both directions. Go with him or run from him. The cabin lights flickered again. Then I heard it. Tires crunching outside. A second car. Headlights flashing through the trees. David froze.
They found us.
He moved to grab the files. I backed toward the door, torn between two betrayals. One from a man who faked his death. The other from a sister who might never have been who I thought she was. The door slammed open, voices shouting, flashlights in our eyes. And then, black. The screen cuts, a pause. Then my voice, distant like a recording. They say the dead can't speak, but mine sent a message, and I listened. Epilogue. We never found David's body, again. The cabin was burned to the ground 2 nights later. Arson. No suspects. The files vanished. Maya disappeared. No one believes me when I tell the story. Not the police, not friends, no one. But every year on the anniversary of his death, I get a message from the same number. No words, just a location pin. Someplace new, someplace waiting. So what would you do if someone you buried came back with secrets that could kill you? Would you follow? Or would you run? Because I did both. And the story? It's far from over.